Wow. We've got a Ryan in the chat. He's got a question for you, Chris. He asks, "Are we?
Are we alive?"
Streaming.
I stream, therefore I am. We're doing a quickie. This is
Are we?
Gameplay Impressions. I'm Preston. I'm here with Chris.
That's me. I'm Chris. I played a lot of this game.
You've played all of the game?
Well, I mean, it says I've only played like 30% of it or something, I think.
But you've completed the story.
I have completed the story.
And the man from the chat himself, Ryan.
I have played none of this game.
Me too.
But you are you both fans of Like a Dragon? Or Preston, you haven't played any, right?
I have played some Like a Dragon. I haven't beaten it. I got probably halfway through and really enjoyed it. But it's on my perpetual return to list, perpetual backlog.
Yeah, I don't know, 40-ish hours. I don't know if that's halfway or not, but yeah.
Depends on how much side stuff you were doing, or whether that's halfway.
Quite a bit of it, honestly. Maybe not 100% of it, but I was stopping to do what I could find.
Yeah, I think I was at 44 hours in this game, and like I said, I'm only at 30% game completion.
It's not too bad either for the complete story, some of the side mission. And real quick, what is this game?
This is Like a Dragon Ishin. This is a spin-off of the Yakuza series that originally came out on PS3/PS4, and the remake came out on PS4/PS5, which is really funny. And it is, by the way, I still have not done this mission. I know you saw a little bit of this mission, this guiding mission. I'll never do it. But this is it takes place in feudal Japan, and it uses a lot of the same character models, but they have different names. It's like actually based on Japanese history. Like Ryoma was a real person in Japanese history that started a revolution. So it's cool in terms of
started a revolution in this.
A little bit, kind of. If you played any Yakuza, you know, though, that like Kiryu, like, you're kind of just getting caught up in stuff on accident almost, and rolling with it, because you have a very, I don't know, deadpan personality, a very, like...
Go with the flow.
Yeah, I don't know if I'd say go with the flow, but, like, I don't know, he's very righteous and very into the way that he is and does not change for anyone or anything, even if it means he gets into big trouble.
Exceptionally principled.
Yeah.
Like myself. Unless
exactly like Preston.
Or anything else.
We've played D&D with you, Preston. We know.
Principles be damned. There's 2 gold in those pockets.
Now, combat looks a lot more action-y than Like a Dragon proper, or is that just what it looks like?
Yeah, it is very much action combat. It is very similar to 0 through 6. And it's confusing because it's the second game to use the Like a Dragon name, at least in the States, and it's like back to action, and the next Like a Dragon game, Like a Dragon Gaiden, is also going to be action. But then, yeah, Like a Dragon 8 will be back to JRPG. It's very confusing, but yeah, this one is full action.
And within the action, within sort of, it's not really a beat 'em up style like you would get with the other Yakuza games. This is more like you have different you have different styles depending on the weapon that you're using, right? Where you have the sword and gun, and then third one. Or fourth one.
Yeah, the fourth one is just fists. Which your fist, you can also like pull out whatever your big weapon is. You can either have an adachi or a spear or a cannon, like a ship cannon that you carry around. You can see I do like no damage with that thing though. It's not powered up.
So the absurdity in the series extends well into
yes. Yeah, this is a very absurd game. Like all the Yakuza games, like all the side quests are absurd. The combat's pretty absurd. The heat actions are absurd, but the like core narrative is very serious most of the time. I was trying to wait for this to charge up. Oh, there we go. And you also have these admirals or corporals that follow you around, and you can use their cards when they fill up down there. And they do absolutely insane shit that obviously does not actually fit into the world of feudal Japan, like firing a Kamehameha wave.
Good God.
Yeah, and I think we saw that those cards, the corporals, are based on, or some of them at least, are based on like influencers and streamers.
Yeah, you can get a set of, I think it's like 6 or 7 of them that are based on influencers that they're very good cards. Like they come at level 99. They are legendary cards. They give you a ton of bonus health because you can see up there in the top left, all that orange health bar on the right. That's all bonus health from my troopers. That's what they're called.
Okay.
So yeah, you can see I've only found, I guess 2 now because I literally just got one on stream, but kind of skipped over it really quickly. I've only found 2 legendaries besides the ones that they give you for free. Yeah, definitely recommend doing that because it's very convenient.
I guess it should be noted that this is in-game gameplay, but we're just doing sort of like free roam stuff to explain the mechanics of the game more so than any story spoilers or anything. You really shouldn't come across any story spoilers in the footage, even though it is in-game.
Yeah, this is post-game, but it's like you can just run around town and do stuff basically. We'll get into battle here so I can show off another style. You'll find stuff like this where it's just like guys beating up an old lady and you can beat the crap out of them. So we got gun style where you can just fire your gun way faster than any modern gun even. Any modern handgun anyway.
That is ridiculous.
So good. I love how the recoil
Reloading?
automatically resets as well. This is what it took to be a samurai.
Exactly. I just discovered a new heat action live on air.
Uh-oh, spoilers.
Inspiration strikes. Roll that d20.
Oh, that's so cool.
Nice.
So are heat actions something that you trigger, or is that something that occurs naturally in the combat, like situationally?
So you trigger them, but you need to get into the right positions to trigger them. So sword is the one I'm actually familiar with a lot of the conditions for. But like if an enemy's trying to attack you from behind, one will trigger. You just push triangle. You can push an enemy up against a wall for one, and I know there's one like that for every style. But yeah, stuff like that. If you're running up to 3 enemies together, there's one that you can activate. So yeah, there's a lot of them, and you definitely want to use them because they deal an absurd amount of damage.
You didn't kill any of them.
Well,
Yeah, nope, they're all fine.
What's the equipment like? Are you leveling up gear? Are you finding new gear?
So you are leveling up your gear. Not leveling up your gear. You're like upgrading it, very similar to Monster Hunter. Actually, the tree to upgrade it looks very similar to Monster Hunter. Mm-hmm. It's not as good as that. It's not like, you're really focusing too much on collecting materials. And the weapon that I have equipped is actually one that I just found. I didn't even like craft it or upgrade it or whatever. But yeah, you will also find the weapons just out and about and from certain story missions and stuff. You really don't need to engage with the crafting if you don't want to get through the game, I found. You can see like this gun I made, this Model 3, but it's weaker than the gun that I just found. And I think I got it from a story mission.
How do you, I know we all have deep feelings about loot systems. How does this one make you feel? Bad like Neo or good loot?
I'd say neither, because you can just like ignore it. Unlike Neo, where you have to engage with it. It's like there's no inventory limits or anything in this game that you need to worry about. And it's not like there's really a big deal for economy. I will say you will feel if your weapon is underpowered. Like if I was still using the starting sword, I would be screwed. But oops, I just pushed that lady over.
So you have to update it over time, but there's never a need to sort of nitpick between percentages or worry about any of that. It's just kind of check your inventory every couple levels and equip the biggest number. Call it a day.
Yeah, you will get a flash, like a pop-up when you find a new weapon, especially if it's in a mission. It'll usually be after like a boss battle or something, and you'll see a pop-up that you got a new weapon. Just take a look at it and see if it's better. But it will show you guys the weapon crafting system here. The biggest problem with the weapon crafting system is that it's a huge money sink, and money's not super easy to come by. So like the weapon that I was crafting is this one that blinds enemies as you're fighting them.
Cool.
You can see, so it was 10 Rio and 2,850 Mon to get to Mon, how you say that, to get to this weapon. But then the next tier up is 109 Rio and 8,900
Whoa.
Yeah, which I do have now because they give you 200 Rio for finishing the game. I guess spoilers for that, but seriously, don't bother trying to get like these ridiculous weapons. There's some that cost more than 200 Rio, 241 Rio, 532 Rio. Like
that's just, is that just you would have to grind endlessly, do all side content? Like, how do you think you would even achieve that?
I guess the farming. Well, actually, so I've heard that they're the chicken races, which we can go check out. I don't understand them, but the chicken races is how you gamble and really get a stupid amount of money if you're good at them.
Okay.
And I think that's actually nearby somewhere.
Are there any RPG elements, or is basically gear the way you get better?
There's also an upgrade tree. Gear is like where all the numbers are realistically coming from for the most part. But you get skill orbs, you get gray orbs every time you level up, and you can slot those into any tree. But also for using specific styles, you get blue orbs, which you can slot into that specific styles tree. And every style has its own tree. You can see there's stuff like just swordsman rank that'll just up your attack damage with that style. Health increase, obviously, very typical stuff. But there's also actual moves in here, like some of the heat moves. Like this one where it will, just do a lot of damage. And actually, this is the second skill tree for swordsman. Once you hit rank 25 and you've unlocked every skill, you can unlock a second skill tree that is the same exact skill tree, but it significantly boosts damage for all of your actions that you unlock for a second time.
Okay.
Is that across all weapon styles? I mean, I know that you specified in swordsman. So
yeah, you can do it with every style. I've only done it with swordsman though. You can see my swordsman's 34, my next highest is 15.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
Let's go check out chicken racing though.
So as far as the story went, you said it, I mean, even with some side stuff, you're at about 44 hours. Does this feel as satisfying as all of the other Yakuza stories? Like, do you feel like this really holds its own against the rest of the series?
I don't think it's quite as good as most of the rest of the series. I don't really know exactly what it is that's like holding it back for me. I think it's just a few too many weird leaps in like characters, the way the characters think and the way that they interact. That obviously I won't get into because of spoilers, but there are just some things that don't really make sense, and that's always a little bit the case in Yakuza, but I feel like it's more the case here, and the characters don't have all of the like build up that they've had before to kind of like understand where they're coming from.
These are some top tier chicken names. Are we seeing these names?
Oh yeah.
I will be done. I will be done. That's really good. So I don't understand this stuff. You can see the race schedule. There's a long race coming up, short race, long range. Not star race, buy tickets. So you can see their condition, their past results, predictions from professional analysts, how much the payout is.
God.
You can buy a single ticket to place on the first place ticket, buy a ticket to bet on the first and second place, purchase a ticket to bet on the order of arrival up to a maximum of 5. I don't know what the way is to make money off of this, but people say this is how you make just stupid amounts of money. But let's do one. Who's going to come first, guys? What do you think?
I will be done. I mean, come on. Yeah.
Okay. And second place?
It's got a rising condition. I don't know.
Second place, I'm feeling like either King of Wings or Flash Fry. Those.
I liked Flash Fry. Let's
go Flash Fry.
Yeah.
Push X. Is that not good enough?
Don't
Okay, I'm
forget
gonna put
to
it in a
bet.
second.
Are you able to?
Oh, okay. I have to put money on it. Oh wait, I don't have to put any money on this one. Okay, well I don't know why that is, but okay. Sure, spend them all, baby.
Oh my
Still not
god!
working. We're not gonna be able to do it, guys. We only have seconds. X doesn't work.
That's so weird.
Oh, confirm. Oh, yeah.
Oh, okay. Let's go. I mean, I'm going for Flash Fry in the end. That was my favorite one. I Will Be Done is very cute, but Flash.
Truth. I Will Be Done had very low odds of winning though, so he'll score a lot of money.
Oh, that's true. Maybe go for the underdog. Let's go. Oh my god. It's surprisingly slow for a race. Wow.
I don't know if y'all have ever been around chickens in real life. I'm not exactly sure why they're not just doing as they please.
Yeah. Why are they running in these straight lines?
What gates are holding them back? What mind control has come across?
I Will Be Done. You can do it.
Flash Fry sneaking up.
Flash Fry sneaking up.
Oh yeah, buddy.
Okay.
Wow. So I guess, do you still make money off of?
Flash Fry? That's a great question. I mean, I bet on him to become second, and he came first.
Oh,
so
that's true.
Probably
Right,
not.
right.
Yeah, it looks like I did not.
Nope.
So,
But
strange.
anyways, that's chicken racing. No idea how you make money off it, but everyone says it's the way. You can also see some of the people I'm talking to. You build relationships with them, which is just like basically another kind of sub thing you can do that usually rewards you with like a nice weapon or piece of armor or something at the end. Show off, probably my favorite heat act. Well, if this guy will back up, you just gotta stay together. Stay together, you fools. Come on.
Stay together so I can kill you easier.
Yeah. Okay, they're not gonna do it. So.
Do you have to get 3 at once?
Yeah, they have to be standing near each other.
Oh, that's close.
Come on, that should have done it. There we go.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then we should show off like the major mini games that are in this one. Mini games are obviously huge in the series.
Yeah.
I can't grab that item because it's under that man. Whatever, I didn't want it anyway.
That's the one that you ignore all the time, right?
Yes,
This is
the
his
quest
way
that
of
I will
getting
not
you
do.
back.
Exactly. I'm gonna go to the taxi equivalent. So there's two kind of really major mini games. Obviously, there's tons and tons of the little mini games. The chicken racing, I'm sure, counts as part of your completion percentage. You know, everything does. But the major mini games are the farm, which is another life, I think it's called. Which I'll go show off here, where you are farming vegetables, and then like basically taking care of people's orders from the city. So they'll want certain vegetables, or they'll want certain fish, or certain foods that you can make, and then you ship them off and you make money. And that is throughout the game. That was my main source of income, but it never gets like ridiculous or anything. I think it was at like 50 Rio or something by the end of the game.
Oh yeah, that's a pretty big departure from, like, I know in Like a Dragon, it was the business building minigame just broke the economy completely.
Yeah, and as soon as I unlocked that business minigame, I did it for like 8 hours, and
Yep.
then I was rich.
Yep, that's exactly how it worked for me. I think it even took a little bit of the luster out of the game for me because it broke the economy so bad.
Yeah, the game's mechanics have issues. The class system is also a little undercooked. I hope they improve that with the next one. But so yeah, the way that the Another Life story begins is really weird. Where this is Haruka. Her house is being like repossessed basically after her parents died because they owed money on it. And then you just like randomly run into her in the middle of her house being repossessed, and you're like, I'll buy the house, but I have to live here with you, little girl that I don't know, which is really creepy. Really creepy thing to do. But it's okay because we know Kiryu and Haruka's relationship from the main games. He's basically like a father figure to her, so it's fine, even though it's creepy without the context.
You still get to pet all the animals, even though it's just black screen and you don't actually get to see.
Yeah, they didn't have the animation budget for that, I guess. But yeah, you can get, I think there's like 3 dogs and 3 cats that you can get. I only got one of each, but they're just throughout the city, and you do little side quests for them, and they move in. And this is where you do all your orders. You can see I can do any 10 produce items, and literally just grab whatever. And you'll make half of Rio off of that. A bunch of fish. I never did any fish, so that's why those are all worth nothing, because I never got anywhere there. Dishes, which it's insane the number of dishes they want. Like this guy wants 4 katameshi, and it takes probably like 5 minutes worth of minigame to make a katameshi. Even if you like, that's without whatever time you spend gathering whatever materials you need to make it. So I mostly focused on produce because that's pretty automated. You do have to come back to collect it. There's no like automatically collecting your harvest and restarting it again, but it's not that big a deal.
What are the associated mini games for like the fish or the dishes?
I'll show you one for cooking here. The fishing one I did once and I didn't understand it and I never went back. Make some katameshi. So I think there's
way
like
too far away from his hand.
I think there's like 3 kind of mini games you can do during cooking. One of them is this little rhythm game. There's one where you're trying to fill a bar but not fill it too high. And this one you literally mash X to keep the fire alive. Oh, and then there's one where you're trying not to burn fish. You have to flip it at the right time. And there may be others that I didn't see because I only cooked maybe like 6 different dishes or something.
So I know like just in terms of sort of what am I trying to say? The joy of raising a farmstead, I guess, was part of the appeal for making sure to come back and see this system through. But is there any other like mini game within the game that really drew you in?
Within Another Life specifically, or like
just
the whole game?
Yeah, whole game.
Yeah, I'll show you the one that Another Life is probably the one I did the most, but I'll show you the other kind of major one. I don't even know if you call it a mini game because you still do a lot of like combat and stuff, but it's an interesting
the dancing
mechanic. Not the dancing. I did not do much of that dancing. That dancing gets really hard, man. I can show you how hard that dancing can get if you'd like.
Yeah, let's do the dancing real quick because whenever we did it last time, it was like the tutorial, and it was just the slowest rhythm game I've ever seen.
It was really slow. But yeah, it gets fast and it's on both sides, so it's the D-pad and X square, triangle, circle. One thing I really love about this game is that the world is fairly small, so like I know where everything is pretty easily. Despite this being, the only game set here. I also know all the Yakuza games where everything is, but that's because they're all set in the same place.
Oh yeah.
What do you guys want to play? Heartbeat, Samurai Enbu, or Fabuki Kota?
Fabuki Kota.
Yeah, I mean,
Of course.
Geisha level.
I just want to show you how terrible it is. How terrible I am at it specifically.
Oh, you have to tap whenever it goes, tap with that rhythm?
Yeah, when it hits the edge of the semicircle.
Hell yeah. Hey, you're not doing too bad.
Yeah, this hasn't been completely awful yet.
I do like the way that you can see it kind of filling up before it shows up. That's a really good way to give you some look ahead.
I love how it's shameful when you miss one. Like, good God. Well, no punches.
What's the R1 flower do?
That's a great question. I've never done this.
Hell yeah.
Left stick to dance.
Oh, okay.
Okay. I assume I got extra points. I don't know.
You got a lot of points.
It actually may be...
Oh my God, I missed it by 20. He's so ashamed.
Shameful.
Shameful. Inelegant. It's going to be the
Pathetic. Good God. That's rude. No, I don't. I don't have an app for this. Don't lie to me.
thumbnail.
Oh, you formed a bond.
I did. All right, let's go to the barracks and show the other major mini game. You guys have any other questions about the game while we're running there, though?
I'm trying to mind. I feel like I don't, actually.
Yeah.
Do you feel like I know they just kind of up-res the graphics. It's not like a complete, you can still feel the DNA of the original game.
Yeah.
Does that take you out of it at all? Do you feel like this is a like serviceable remaster remake, or do you feel like they went above and beyond at all?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard without having the source material to know if it's like on the level of a Resident Evil 2 remake or Dead Space remake where they've really reimagined everything. There are definitely some mechanics that feel like that feels like it's straight out of a PS3 game. So I don't think they did like a ton of work, but especially the cinematics, which, you know, you're not seeing the actual cinematics. That's the weird thing about Yakuza, is it really has like 5 different levels of production depending on the scene.
It's so strange, yeah.
Yeah, the like full cinematics that they put the most production time into look amazing. Like they look as good as Like a Dragon. So yeah, this is where you can enlist more soldiers, more troopers for your army and stuff, and then you basically just go out on these little raids that get very, very hard. And this is another way to earn money. I don't think it's very fast. These missions take a while, and you can see these ones are worth like 3 Rio, which, you know, is a decent amount of money, but it's not going to get you to 529 very quickly. We'll jump into one here, but we won't do it all because I never got weapons anywhere near strong enough to do these quickly. This is also what dungeons in the game look like. There's several of them throughout the campaign as well, where you're just kind of running through and getting into a ton of battles. I should say heat actions, you have to get into specific like places to do them, but you also have a heat bar up in the top right. You can see it's at 5, or top left rather, that you have to spend to do them as well.
And who is your left corporal there?
I will tell you after I get out of here. Oh, is it Kenny Omega? I think it is.
That's Kenny Omega.
Yeah, and that is Sephiroth's blade that he pulls out, basically.
Well, yeah, because Kenny Omega uses a finisher called the One-Winged Angel.
Yeah.
So great. It's amazing.
Phenomenal.
What they gave. That's Rahu Kohli's. I don't know. Well, that wasn't the finisher, but The essence of Firestorm, just nuts.
Yeah, that one I did earlier. I can show off all the influencer ones real quick. I'm sure they're all fully charged. Oh, they're not. There's one for Carnage though. It just like kind of shoots a lot of balls out of your hand and doesn't do very much damage. I don't really understand that one. That's gonna take forever. The brawler style does so little damage. You have to learn how to parry like crazy if you're gonna use this, and it's still gonna take you forever.
Did you feel like the combat continued to feel fresh, like, and felt interesting, or does it become rote and just sort of the same moves over and over again?
You definitely end up doing the same moves over and over again. I still enjoy it, at least with the sword style. If you can find a style that you enjoy, you will enjoy it. It's very similar to the other Yakuza games that all have like a handful of styles you can use, and you just need to find the one that works for you. And there are specific situations where it's like, it's probably best if I were to switch to, you know, gun style, because there's a bunch of enemies running down a hallway to me, but you can use whatever's working for you. So yeah, I enjoyed it, but it definitely can get rote. And I mean, like, I didn't finish all these dungeons because they are just combat encounter after combat encounter, and it can get old. Who's this guy? Oh god, that's nothing. That's nothing special. I did one where I spit out hearts earlier. That's also an influencer, but I don't know who she is. This is an influencer. I don't know who he is either. That's pretty cool. I think that's all the influencer ones. Yeah.
And are those like just the most powerful in the game?
The legendary ones are the most powerful, yeah. Although, I don't know, because that one does very similar thing to Carnage's, but I think does more damage, so... I'm not positive, but I used the legendary ones throughout the game. I used Kenny Omega and... Who'd you say that guy was? The Fire Hands guy?
Rahu Kohli.
Rahu Kohli, yeah, I used those two throughout the entire game.
Yeah, he was in... oh my gosh. Haunting of Hill House? Season 2? Can't remember. iZombie. Bunch of TV shows. But loves gaming.
Yeah, I think we hit the major beats. There's certainly a lot to this game, like there is all the Yakuza games. You should check it out yourself if you want to see all the mini games and all that junk.
Yeah, and is this exclusive to anything? I mean, I don't think it would be on Switch, but is it PS5 exclusive, or is it on PC?
PS5 and PS4. I want to say it's on PC. I don't think it's on Xbox, but I'm not positive on that either. Maybe we should look that up.
Ishin.
It is on Steam.
It is on Xbox as well.
Oh, cool.
$60.
Yep.
Yeah, it's not the new standard of 70 at least, you know?
Yeah, that's true.
And if you really want to feel it first, there's a combat demo on Steam at least. I don't know if there's a combat demo on console, but...
Oh, that's really cool to know. Well, thank you, Chris, for showing us around. Do you plan on going back and doing this side content?
No, there's too much. I'd probably hit like 150 hours if I wanted to get 100% completion.
Oh my god. Well, thank you for showing us Like a Dragon Ishin.
Yeah, glad to.
And Ryan, thank you for helping me ask questions and hang out and chat it up.
Thanks for having me.
For anyone out there watching, make sure that you, first of all, like and subscribe. It helps us a lot. We're like really new to this, and like every little bit matters. In addition to that, go check out Friendly Fire Pod. They are linked in the show description, and of course, like and subscribe to the content over on their channel. It should be, I don't know when this is coming out, so around this time is going to be a gotta rank them all with the three of us, so it should be a ton of fun. It was a ton of fun. It's just not out yet. So for y'all, it should be a ton of fun. Unless this comes out after that. Have a great night, everyone, or day. Morning.
Preston just created a time paradox.
I love Preston's outros.
Whatever you've been watching this, I hope it's good.